in that range. We've got Jay Bala of Cash the Chaos with us now. Jay, let's talk about the move that we've seen on, in these two pockets, and these are the two strong pillars of the market, IT and private banks. Do you see the traces or the evidence of any sustained long trade on either of these, two pillars?
Hi, Sulbi. Thanks for having me on the show. IT has come to an important support of 36,200, which I had pointed out a few times. It touched that intraday level, and then it's bounced back. But to me, the IT sector's movement is suspect, and I don't see sustainability there. If we see a break below 36,200 on a closing basis, then that will mark the start of weakness. But the trend change for the Nifty IT index comes below 34,200. When it comes to the private banks, it's actually slightly the reverse. The private banking sector bounced back to the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement of its decline from the all-time highs, and it's coming back lower. If the private banking sector were to drop below, say, I think 22,850, my memory recalls right, and that will mark the beginning of the next leg of the down move for the private sector. So watch out for this. ICICI Bank is particularly looking vulnerable there.
What about PSU banks, Jay? Good afternoon. You've got a 2.5% cut there as well.
Yeah, that's right. See, there are key pivotals that are trying to turn, and SBI is the bulwark over there. And if SBI were to close below 737, that will mark the end of the up move and start of a short-term correction. And Bank of Baroda within that space, even that's starting to look slightly shaky over there, although it's near all-time highs, but it's starting to look exhaustive there. And even the other PSU names, most of the private sector enterprises stocks, they've all gone parabolic. So if it were to break the March-February low, I think that will also mark the start of a reversal in the medium term.
All right. Hi, Jay. Good afternoon. Good to see you in. But what about Reliance Industries? If you have to look for one solid batsman in a team, it has to be Reliance Industries, which has been in 5 form. What are the levels you're looking at on that one?
Yeah, Reliance is absolutely the crucial for the overall market. And as I've been saying for several weeks now, index managers have been using this as a prop for keeping the markets up. The critical level for Reliance comes in the zone of 2,900 to 2,840. If this zone were to get taken out, I think that will mark the end of the distribution. And we've seen the small caps break down below the 15,200 level that I mentioned last week, and the micro caps are for the first time after November are coming below the 50-day moving average, and they've closed below it for the last 4 sessions. So the broader markets is clearly signaling that it was a distribution, but wait for the large caps led by Reliance to close below 2840, then that will say that the larger correction is starting.
Any particular thoughts on ITC? We've seen the stock correct from levels of nearly 500 down to 400. Technically, what is the chart telling you?
Yeah, ITC, bullish in the medium to long term, but there is a short-term, price structure that's pending. If it were to break 400, I think this has potential drop to about 370 to 365. And as an extension, that is likely to cause an effect on the FMCG index. Actually, below 53,100 on the FMCG index, the FMCG index is likely to drop to about 50K. So that is already a setup that is visible for several weeks. It's just probably waiting for ITC to drop below 400, 395 mark.
Okay, that's a call coming in on ITC. Pharma has been relatively resilient, but I mean today even some of the larger pharma stocks are under pressure. Do you see any trades here on the pharma or the healthcare side?
Yeah, it's a bit late here, and I've been bullish on most of the pharma names since October, and I've been pointing to this as my favorite sector, and it's come to even exceeded much of my targets. It's still on an uptrend, but it's slowing down. If you want to look at something fresh, you might want to look at something like Dr. Reddy's or Aurobindo. but these are all quite late trades. You might, if you are in the habit of pyramiding into your trades, then these might be ones, but otherwise, most of them are an avoid here.
Okay, most of them are an avoid. Any other specific trades you'd want to recommend, Ajay?
Yeah, I like Linde India. It's had a bullish breakout, and it's had a it's come out of a falling wedge pattern, and it's likely to scale somewhere close to 6,800, maybe even 7,000. So watch out for this. This is seeming to be a good breakout. A conservative stop of about 5,800, but an aggressive stop of about 6,000. And Apollo Tires, that it's looking like a good shot, provided it breaks 500. Subject to breaking 500. If you look at the Tocom rubber prices, the last couple of months, they've risen sharply to by 50%, and it doesn't look like an end of a move. It could even rise another 25% from current levels. So, that could bring negatives for most of the tire names. So this is looking at good trigger below 500. Stop loss is 543.
Okay, all right. Jay, we'll leave it on that note for today. Thank you very much for joining in. Let's go back and